The Heat came charging back in the fourth quarter of Game 2 to give Denver just their first loss at home throughout these entire playoffs, and interestingly enough, it was done by outscoring them with amazing offensive execution. The Heat hit a scorching 48.6% of their 35 threes, and while some of that can be attributed to tough shot making or a hot night shooting the ball, there's also an element of creating high quality looks and putting great shooters on the floor. The key here is that they have not one, not two, but three high-level shooters in the same action, and that's really tough to defend. Strus and Love both screen, so Porter comes to pick up the ball, while Murray stays inside the arc to contain a potential drive. Strus quickly flares to the top of the key, which draws the attention of KCP, leaving nobody on Love as he pops into a wide open jumper. Miami utilized tons of different screening actions to free up their guys. On an inbound, Bam initiates from the middle of the floor, while Vincent and Love set two different pin downs for Denver to navigate, and Porter being just a touch late on the switch is all it takes to get off a great shot. Movement shooters are so tough to defend because of how little room for error they create. Jimmy has an open side isolation against Gordon, but waits for Strus to come over and set a screen so that he can hunt out the switch on Jamal Murray. Strus instead ghosts the screen, sprinting to the corner, while Gordon was expecting Jamal to either hedge or stay attached. And again, just that slight mishap leads to 3 more points on the board. Here's a real similar play where Strus sets up for a ball screen, but instead darts to the corner, and KCP jumps out for a switch without MPJ knowing, a miscommunication that results in a warm-up triple. This time it's Vincent who sets a screen for Lowry to come get the ball from Bam, and the Nuggets give up that soft switch, leaving Christian Braun on the big man. When the ball gets moved to the corner, Bam aggressively seals position deep in the post, where he's able to draw a foul. So, on the very next possession, they go back to the exact same play, except with Vincent on the wing and Duncan Robinson in the corner. Having just fouled, Braun isn't quite as physical down low, which allows him to get effectively sealed, so when Robinson quickly attacks a closeout, there's nobody in position to protect the rim. That wasn't the only set that Miami ran multiple times. With Bam in the middle, Vincent sets a screen for Robinson to curl towards the ball. Christian Braun chases him over the top, forcing Bruce Brown to pick up on a cut, leaving nobody on the perimeter as it's another wide open 3. And one of the benefits of running through Bam as a passing hub in the middle is that he can take advantage of all options. Last time down, Bruce picked up on Robinson, which left Vincent by himself, so this time he stays on his man, giving up that pass inside, which gives Duncan an opportunity to score at the rim. Another benefit of running through Bam is how he can also attack in isolation as a scorer, facing up on an open side and using his handle to get to the middle of the floor for a pull-up jumper. Because he's so much quicker than Jokic in space, the big man is forced to sag off and leave a little room as he attacks, which opens up the short mid-range shots that he loves to go to. Due to his blend of passing and scoring ability, the Heat ran a lot more offense through him than they typically do. In this game, he had 87 touches, a pretty noticeable uptick from his playoff average of 64, and most of these came as a dribble handoff initiator. Strus gets the step on KCP, which forces Jokic to step out to the ball, opening up a pocket pass that gives Bam space to get downhill and finish. This time after getting the ball, Strus takes one dribble to pull the defense even further, and although Gordon comes up to meet Bam early and take away that downhill game, he can just turn into one of those mid-range jumpers. There's just so much he can do in the short roll. He gets the ball with downhill momentum, which draws Gordon to the paint, and kicks it to Jimmy, who attacks that longer closeout to set up a little floater. But this time nobody comes over to meet him right after receiving the pocket pass, and he makes quick use of that space with a high-flying finish. By running ball screens at Jokic with these elite shooters, they're able to create automatic advantages, because when he doesn't step all the way out to the perimeter, they'll use those small windows to pull up for 3 points. The Heat also had great success with Jimmy handling. Jokic is in a drop, but he fakes the pull-up jumper to pull him out, creating an opening for Bam to attack that leads to a pair of free throws. Here's another one where Jokic is in that deep drop, giving Jimmy all kinds of space to get into one of his pull-up middies. And while he has virtually unlimited access to these looks, he wasn't at all settling, hesitating at the elbow to set up a drive and get deep into the paint, which forces the defense into a collapse and leaves Vincent on an island for 3. Jimmy's ability to pressure the rim in this game was huge, and because Denver's defense is built on not giving up those shots, that only led to more kickouts to shooters. Jamal's expecting him to use a screen from Bam, but he instead rejects it to get the step going baseline, drawing 3 defenders to the restricted area and nobody on Strus as he gets a great look but just misses. This time Jimmy's a bit more methodical, patiently waiting for Bam to roll so that Jokic is forced to retreat, opening up that same pass to Strus in the corner, who instead moves it one pass over to Love on the wing, creating a flyby and practice jumper. They moved the ball incredibly well all night, just extra pass after extra pass to find the open man and keep the Nuggets in a constant scramble. It all starts with that pick and roll. Vincent gets into the paint and draws help from the weak side, kicks it out to Lowry, who immediately swings it to Robinson, again creating a flyby and virtually automatic 3 points. Being decisive off the catch was another key. As Jimmy calls for a screen from Bam, Jamal roams way over to the nail as a helper, opening up a pass over the top that forces a long closeout. Strus quickly attacks the paint and dumps it off to Bam down low. Here's another one where Jimmy rejects the ball screen action, instead moving it over to Vincent and slipping a screen himself, which causes a little bit of confusion and results in a wide open mid-range jumper. I feel like I've said the words wide open about 20 times throughout this video, and that's probably why the Heat were able to mark a ridiculous 129 offensive rating, just getting whatever they wanted. Whether or not they can replicate this sort of shooting performance, only time will tell, but there's no denying the vast amount of ways they're capable of creating high quality offense, and it'll be interesting to see how Denver counters in Game 3. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn my post notifications on to be first on more content. If you're interested in my more in-depth research, make sure to check out my website and social media profiles. You can find those links in the description. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you thought of this game and what your predictions are for the rest of the series. As always, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.